Hello. Well, I started making something, a tarot box for my decks, just so that I can carry them with me in my purse and change, what tarot I carry. And a lot of my tarot decks have like weirdly shaped boxes. So I wanted something that would allow me to carry like just the deck and be like snugly to the size of the deck. So here it is. This is the one I'm using, just regular 12 centimeters, 7 centimeter tarot deck card size, which is the size of most of my decks. So I made the measurements and cut it, and I was about to, like glue it on some paper, but I'm going over what I did already so that we can continue here. And I can share the process with you. So I'm using for like the structure of the box these type of chipboards, like cardboard would also work very well, or boxes that you cut out the dimensions you need. So there you have it. This is the ones I'm using. And this is just like for the base. We're going over everything. What I did here, and I'm going to try to not mess my cards. I measured the size of the card and left like two extra millimeters, like one extra millimeter on one side, one extra millimeter on the other side, and all directions, so that it like fits and it's not like super tight inside. And then I did the same measuring for like the sides here. So I have like the base, I have these two sides that are coming here, and then the two smaller sizes that are coming right here. Okay, and the way I'm going to put them together, I already started putting gluing here, but let's move on. I'm going to make like this one, as you can see, like align with the end in here. So for this dimension here, beside the actual dimension of the deck that I showed you, I added 2 millimeters, which is the size, like the this size here of the thickness of the cardboard. Okay, so it's the actual dimension plus the thickness of the cardboard. And the same thing I did for these ones, so that I can have them like this. You know? So these were the dimensions I worked with. And what I'm going to do is the format of box that I want to make. Let me see. I don't have one like that. That's why I'm making it. But it's basically what I'm making here now is a base like this one from this deck here. But then I'm going to have like a flap that covers it. I even have some magnets because I want to make it magnet. The flap comes around and then magnetizes here. That's basically the idea I want to make, and hopefully it works. So this base I'm going to make in yellow, and the flap is going to be black. So at the end, the box is going to look like mostly black with some yellow on the insides, which are my favorite colors. So that's why I'm doing that. And I have like tons of colored paper like this. So I'm just using it because it's like shiny, glossy paper that I can't really draw or paint on it with the types of paint and ink that I have. So they are mostly for crafting stuff. I am afraid that this is going to warp due to the glue, but, and this is normal, like school, children's school glue that I'm using. But hopefully it doesn't warp so bad. And most of the warping won't be visible because of the flap I'm going to put in the end. So I'm not measuring exactly the center because it doesn't matter. So I'm going to just try to eyeball it. And the reason is that there are going to be like some leftovers that I'm going to fold inside and cover the inside, so that's not going to really matter much. I will probably have to make this video in multiple parts because, you know, I'm still figuring it out. I don't fully know how it's going to go. You can see, yeah, this thing is going to warp really, really bad. And I'm not sure if I will be able to deal with that in the end. Maybe the warping will be like a fun detail, texture to the box in the end, and it won't bother me much. I kind of solved part of the problem. I'm not too worried about this part because it's going to be glued in the flap. Mostly the other sides are going to be, important. So I'm going to go to push on. If it doesn't work, if it gets too warped and I don't like it, I will just rip it off because this chipboard is very it's a good quality. So if it stays with little pieces of paper stuck to it, it's not going to be a big deal because I'm going to cover with paper. So I'm going to push on, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can start again, but for now, that's it. Okay, so the idea is that this card is going to be here, this little piece of cardboard. And as you can see, it's going to like be together with this like little thickness side here. So to simulate that, I'm going to have to leave a little bit of a space here, but I'm going to do that by using like a scrap piece just to like measure the difference that I need. So it's going to be about that I'm going to do. So let me add the glue to this side as well. And it's the only glue I have, so I'm going to keep using it, even though I'm already seeing that it's warping. I'm just going to push on and trust the process. Maybe it works well in the end, even with the warping, and I won't mind it. So let's see. I'm sorry for the noise. I have really out of touch neighbors, so there's not much I can do about it. Okay, I need some scrap piece of paper. I'm going to just put it here. Okay, let me position it and try to align it the best way I can. Okay, yeah, this is it. So when I fold it, yeah, it comes right where I want it to be. Okay, that's it. Nice. Let's put the other side here. This one is going to come here. So I do the same. I use this scrap piece to just distance it enough from the middle part. Leave it here. Just let's glue it in. Try not to use as much glue as I used in the middle parts, because we saw that didn't work very well. So maybe that's also the problem. I'm using too much of the glue. So maybe putting less like this will help me, will help with that. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay. Let's see how bad it is. Oh, see, this one is not as bad. So the thing was actually the amount of glue I was using. I'm okay with this amount of warping, especially because I think when it dries, it's not going to be as bad. And this one almost doesn't have any warping, so we learn with testing. Okay, so now let me put these two sides, which are these two here. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky because this dimension here is a tiny bit bigger than this one. So yeah, it's going to be like this, but with a little space in between. So again, glue, I'm going to put just a little bit and paint over with my brush. And if I need more, I can put more, but I'm not going to put too much and risk a lot of warping again. So now you know, warping can be reduced if you don't use a lot of glue like I did just a moment ago. Okay, so I think this is enough for this part. Let's just a little bit up. Okay, I think that's good enough for this one. So I have a little bit here and a little bit extra here. And I'm doing the same for this size, for this side here. Okay. Let me, oops, I just put it all over my fingers. And brush. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. Same thing, let me use my guide piece. Okay, and I have to go a little bit up. Okay, I think that's good enough. And I'm sure, yeah, see, warping. Or maybe it's the direction of the paper, I don't know. We'll figure it out after we finish this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is leave it to dry so that I can then assemble it together. Although I think I want to put the cover, like the internal part of this right on it. Okay, maybe I can do this while it's still, you know, fresh. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I am going to just fold the excess flaps. So I'm cutting at an angle here and here, and I'm going to do this for this side, this side, this side, and this side. Right. Okay. Let's do the other side as well. Cut at an angle. Also, don't cut right to the end. I always leave a little bit of space. And more glue. Okay. Now this side. This is a little bit too big, so I'm going to cut a little bit of the excess out. Okay, and let's turn around to the other side. Oops. Same thing, it's better to not have so much excess, right? So, okay, and we fold the flap over. Maybe it is the direction of the paper, because these sides are warping a lot more than these sides here. It might contribute somehow, I don't know. Okay, so the idea is that I'm going to like fold them like this. So what I'm going to do now is maybe this. I'm experimenting here. I don't know if that's the best solution, okay? I want to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I'm always like, oh, I have to plan the structure of the box and blah 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 blah, and I never do it. So now I'm just doing it instead of falling into the procrastination of I have to find the perfect project of a box before I make it. No, I'm making it. Okay, what I'm going to do here is this. Can you see? And I fold it here and do the same to the others. Little flaps. And just the last ones, I think I'm going for like this thing here or similar, because I'm trying to think of ways so that it doesn't show as much, because I'm going to like have to fold this like so, but then these parts are going to be like showing here. But since I'm going to have like the black cover on top of it, it's probably going to cover this part, but not this part here, which right now I am remembering that I wanted to add some magnets too, and I should have done that before gluing this here. Oh no. Okay, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm not going to finish this box. I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I can cut the little parts in here to add the magnets. I'm going to put 3 here and 3 on the flap that is coming over it, so that it's like very well secured. And it's not super thick of a magnet. It's very strong, but it's not super thick. So I think I can do this even after I have glued this thing here. And I'm going to put like a cover in this one, like in this part, so there is no cardboard texture. It's going to work. It's going to work. I'm sure it's going to work. We will make it work. Okay. Okay, so I know that this flap and this flap here, I want to add to the back here because it's going to be covered by the other flap, or maybe I can cover it with another paper later. But actually, I'm second guessing myself now because I don't think my idea is going to work. See, that's why I fall into procrastination, because when I try to do things like this, it's a mess. But I'm going to keep pushing, and if it doesn't work, I can always do it again. So I just changed my mind again. What I'm going to do here is I am going to glue those flaps normally for every one of them. And then I can just fix it up later with another type of paper. The important thing is that I want these pieces, like all this structure together, so I can work on it later. So yeah, I'm not worrying here about things showing up or not. I just want to put them together since it's like a little bit messed up. Okay. This one as well. Okay. Okay, this was an experiment and it partially worked. So for next parts, I can fix it with some paper that is better applied. You can see this part didn't warp as much. This also didn't warp as much, but the sides, they're very, very warped. Okay, so I have this, and my idea for the rest is that I need a base, this side, the top, and this side here, which is going to contain the magnets. I think I'm going to put the stronger magnets, or like not stronger, but the big ones in here. I cannot even put them together because they okay. So I just have to cut out their spaces. Another thing I have to do though, okay, is to find out what's the correct side to be using. Because if one side is going to be glued with the other, or like attach it to the other, maybe on my little box of magnets I have bigger sized magnets. Maybe this one is better than this thin one. Oh my god, everything is sticking together because of the magnetic attraction. And I don't need to put them all in the same size. It's just because I'm a perfectionist. Now, okay, so I don't have more on this size. So I'm going to put this one in the middle and these thin ones on the side, like so. Or maybe I can kind of divide them up and I can do like this one here. Okay, so this would be basically this side. Yeah, this side cannot be, this side can be. Okay, found my directions. And then I'm gonna have one here with the thinner one. Okay, this one may need to, I'm just trying to turn it around so that I find the best match. It's weird. Seems like this one doesn't match with the other one. That's so weird. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't, it just matches with like the little sides of one and the other, not with them completely. Okay. Let's get another one then. I have a bunch of them here. They're like always stuck together. So I have kind of worked them out of each other. Okay, look, this one does stay like centered. So, okay. So this is going to be the other one. Or maybe I only put one in the middle. Maybe it's enough to, like, because it's very strong of a magnet. So maybe, yeah, see, I can use the two big ones. And that hopefully is enough magnetic power for like the full box. So one magnet is going to be like carved into this, and this other one into the flap. I need to mark the correct side. Oh my gosh, side. Okay, so this is the side that connects with this side here. Yeah, that's it. So I know what I'm working with. Okay, then what I can do now is I'm going to put them back together here, just so that I can mark the exact place where I want to put it. I feel like this is centered enough, but I think I want it lower down, right? Yeah, okay, this seems good enough. So I'm just going to lightly sketch it here so that I know where to cut. Okay, and I lost the marking, but that's fine. I can add it back in. Okay, kind of took already a little bit of the chipboard with it. I'm not sure if I need to take more of it, but I will take a little bit more. Okay, so the idea is this. This staying here. Yeah, I could take like maybe a little tiny bit more. Just so that I don't have like it kind of jumping off when I cover it with some prettier paper. Okay, so I need to take a little bit more of this area. Okay, I feel like this is good enough. The marking after putting another paper in is not going to be that awful, right? So I'm okay with that. So this is it, and once I put this part on the other flap, it's all going to work out. Okay. How do I glue it here? Probably using some super glue kind of thing that I do have. Okay, so this is a stronger glue that is going to do a better job at leaving these magnets in place. Oh, weird. The glue is reacting with the paper and it's like making it red, kind of burning the paper. I don't know. Okay, it's glued in, doesn't fall off anymore, which means that now I can cover this area here, and then okay, let me take this off. Can cover this area and then put this together with another prettier paper around it so that I can work on the flap. But that's going to be for another video because it took a lot of time for this one already. So I see you in the next video for the continuation of this project discovering experimental thing. Bye.